Hey guys, I'm Delta Key. Welcome back to Cave Story Plus. Remember that teleporter we activated in the last part? Interact with the machine to enter a new location, Egg Corridor. It is quite different from the cozy and relatively secure Mimiga village. These green animals are actually called behemoths. They're not aggressive unless you provoke them, in which case the animal enters rage mode and tries to stomp you. Thankfully, if you do not shoot them, they will just troll along. You can even ride them, but be careful not to fall, as you're gradually sliding back while on top of them. Now go back to the teleporter and interact with the robot. It will tell you about the dangers of this region, and in particular about the white thing called Basil, causing left and right below. Well, how do we get the life capsule down there? Here's a trick. Wait until Basil rolls all the way to the left, quickly drop down and get up to the platform to grab the third life capsule. Da-da-da-da! Now get back the same way. Basil will follow you as you move the screen, so use this to your advantage. Follow the road to the right and kill some more enemies to get XP. Now you should ideally have Polar Star level 3, which is powerful enough to kill most of the small foes in one hit. At least for now. Continue moving forward and you will encounter the first flying enemy in the game called Beetle. There are two variants of these creatures. One will follow you around, and another one will fly back and forth following a certain set path. As of now, there's not much going on here, but the things are about to get really heated. Jump up to the stack barrels to encounter a Mimiga girl and some kind of a bunny monster. Jump down and activate the cutscene. Well, he's probably going to make you some calming tea and let you sleep a bit, right? Venture forth to catch a glimpse of another lab capsule. This one is a bit tricky to get. Open the door and enter the Cthulhu's abode. Yep, you heard right, it's a direct reference to the creatures described by H.P. Lovecraft. But rest assured, there will be no chthonic monsters here, yet. And Cthulhu are actually an ancient race that resided here since the beginning of times. This one recognizes you as a soldier from the surface and asks you about your blonde pal. Oh great, and you have amnesia too. What a typical trait for a video game protagonist, right? Jump up and open the door. That life capsule is so close and yet so far. You have to jump from a certain point of that last brick, a bit further from the middle. The life capsule increases your total life by 4, so you have 16 now. Right now you may actually wonder what this egg corridor is, why was it built, and by whom. The game has been quite vague about the origins of this location, but the developer himself once stated in an interview that the corridor was made long ago by a known professor who was trying to research and breed flying dragons. These eggs are actually giant superficial structures, which we will soon use to proceed further. Well, why are there so many enemies in an enclosed facility though? The professor has either died of old age or gone missing, and the critters are quick to occupy abandoned places. Can't say anything about the origins of behemoths, but they might also be a product of breeding or incubating extinct animals. Go figure. Here you'll also encounter a giant variety of beetle called Basu, which sounds awfully close to Buzz, fitting name. These flying things will throw glowing green orbs at you. They're also quite tanky and hard to kill, but they tend to drop a lot of XP. Enter the egg observation room and save the game. Check out the computer to learn that someone tried to access it already, but could not, due to some shield barrier. There's also a bed here, covered with red flower petals. Hopefully, you haven't forgotten what kind of effect they supposedly have on Mimigas, right? Now we need to locate the terminal. Walk over the PCs, and some of them start glowing red, which means an error. Check it out to learn more about it. It's apparently abnormal egg stasis. There's no staff left here, aside from Igor, who's busy hitting on-goal Mimigas, so we'll have to sort this matter out ourselves. But first, stand on the platform and get up to the 3rd level. Open that sweet chest to get our 2nd and most powerful weapon of the game, a missile launcher. It has a sweet level of destructive power, but limited ammunition, which you kinda need to get from monster drops. And our quest continues, as we now have to make way to eggs number 6 and 1. Egg number 6 lies further to the left, while egg number 1 is at the rightmost side of the location near the shield. Now just shoot your way through, and in order to enter the egg, bait the basil to swim to the opposite side, and then quickly get through. Open the chest to get an ID card. Well, you might wonder why you need an ID card in this place, but we'll learn soon enough. Get out the same way by waiting for the basil, and then go to your right. And while we're reaching our next destination, let's talk flying dragons a little more. And there's a theory flying around that the professor had been trying to breed a perfect flying dragon. If you remember, Machin actually talked about these creatures as if they were extinct or some kind of fairy tale characters. You might also be wondering why I'm constantly switching between Polar Star and Rocket Launcher. This is actually the best way to level up offhand weapons. Level 3 Missile Launcher is immensely powerful, but you can't just afford to spend limited ammo on killing small fry. Now here's an example of how much damage Basil actually deals. Enter egg number 1 to collect some ammo and interact with the terminal. You have an ID card, which means you can lower the shield barrier. Now jump up and enter the arena of the 2nd boss of the game, our familiar bunny monster, which turns out to be a rabid Mimiga. No way, right? Must be a joke. Mimigas are cute, fluffy and small. Now, his name is Igor, and he's apparently an assistant of the professor. He's a bit tougher than Balrog, though the strategy stays the same. Run, gun, wait for him to jump over him, continue running and gunning. Once you hurt him enough, he will start spewing orbs. You can quickly switch to your rocket launcher to blow them up. The beast goes down in agony, shrinking into a Mimiga? Oh no. Well, we have no time to lose, as we have another Mimiga to save, which appears to be in some gloomy, dark incubator room with a giant egg number 00. Here you'll be given 2 options. You can choose either one really, cause this lady is immensely hard to please. If you actually choose no, she will just scold you for being useless, which is not true at all. Well, what we've learned from this dialogue is this whole place is an island, and you need a flying dragon to escape it. Also, this girl agrees to take you with in exchange for your help, and then just leaves. Must be one fast run, I guess. So far, I have deliberately avoided writing her name, as you can actually figure it out on your own from some dialect clues. Firstly, she has a brother, who is apparently good with computers. Secondly, she is fond of flying dragons. Thirdly, there was a teleporter in the Arthur's house. You get the idea. When you finally get back to the entrance, use the teleporter to return to Mimagi Village. And on that note, see you in the next episode, and enjoy the cutscene.